Hey there, I'm Sheryl Goodwin-McGarrah, your go-to guide for life's messy and magical moments. As a farm girl turned single mom, I often wondered what life would look like after my kids were grown. Turns out, it was all about rediscovering and loving myself first. On this podcast, we'll dive into topics that touch the soul, like love, loss, triumphs, and setbacks. So grab your favorite drink and buckle up. Welcome to the Imperfectly Charming Podcast. Welcome to today's episode titled Days Like These. It's a candid exploration of the ebbs and flows we experience in maintaining our self-care routines amidst life's relentless demands. A year ago, I found myself drifting away from my usual practices. For 4 consecutive days, as I devoted every ounce of my energy to my adorable granddaughter, my personal self-care routine took a back seat. It's a scenario many can relate to, prioritizing the needs of others at the expense of our own. Today we dive into the reality that sometimes, despite our best intentions, life leads us on a detour. But it's how we navigate these shifts that truly matters. Let's go. The great thing about life, when you feel you have gone off track, you can always get back on track. Change your mind, change your life. Author unknown. Recently, my self-care routine and practices flew right out the window. They waved goodbye and didn't look back. That's right, me. In 4 straight days, I let everything slide. Going into the 4-day stretch, I had already planned on not getting anything done, since I'd be watching my sweet granddaughter. She demanded and deserved my undivided attention. My heart was dedicated to hers. However, that meant any self-care practices for my own well-being were tossed aside. My old patterns crept in without blinking an eye. It's common for women to give to others first before they give to themselves. That's exactly how and why I originally got into a battle with myself many years ago. The day I woke up and didn't recognize myself was the first day in a long line of days to arriving at my own independence, of owning my worthiness, albeit little by little. Trust me when I say my journey was 2 tiny steps forward and then 1 step back. Over time, all the single steps strung together to get me where I am today, doing more for myself first and falling in love with me. The fact is, I don't believe I was ever in love with myself. I'm turning that around and doing what I can to be my own best friend. Why then did I beat myself up after those 4 days? I didn't feel great about ignoring my practices. During a meeting, the subject came up with my mentor, but once I told my story, she stopped me quick and reminded me that, in fact, I didn't get off track. I just went in another direction temporarily. Although my normal practices were tossed aside, I was creating new ones with my precious granddaughter. She was completely right. I moved my body more in those 4 days than I would have not watching her. I was exhausted in the best possible way. Every time I looked into her sweet eyes and felt her heart with mine, it was right. It also made me realize I can have a better plan the next time I watch her or risk myself falling back into old people-pleasing patterns. I'll get to test it soon, since she'll be staying with me again in a few weeks. I might add, I'll be watching her for another 4-day weekend. Don't quit. If you stumble, get back up. What happened yesterday no longer matters. Today is another day to get back on track, to move closer to your dreams and goals. You can do it. Author unknown. I know there'll be more days like these, and I'll need to be more prepared and dedicated to not only doing for others, but also doing for me. One thing I know to be true is when I give up on me, everything starts to fall apart. This is a gentle reminder to take care of myself and for you to take care of you too. Thank you for tuning in to Days Like These. If there's one thing to take away from our discussion today, it's the reassurance that stepping off our usual path doesn't mean we've lost our way. It simply means we've taken a detour that might just enrich us in unexpected ways. Next time you find your routine upended, remember that flexibility and forgiveness are key components of self-care. As I prepare for another cherished 4-day weekend with my granddaughter, I'm reminded of the importance of planning and balance. Let's not be too hard on ourselves when we prioritize love and care for others. It's a beautiful reason to shift our routines. Remember, every day is a chance to start anew, to realign with our goals, and to continue our journey of self-love and care. Until next time, keep striving for balance and never forget to take care of you. See you soon. If you love this episode, you won't want to miss my free workbook, 7 Simple Ways to Elevate Your Life. Head over to the imperfectlycharming.com website to snag your copy. And hey, if this podcast resonated with you, do me a favor, like, share, and hit that subscribe button. And until we meet again, shine on, friends.